Okay, good afternoon to all of you. I think first time you all are seeing me. Actually, I am also associated with this lab. Due to some personal work, I was not able to join the class on previous two Tuesdays. Myself, Professor Shubhankar Maulik, and I teach in the Mechanical Engineering Department of UEM Kolkata. If you have seen your timetable, in that timetable, four professors are there. Two of them will take the hand drawing lab, and remaining two of them will take the AutoCAD drawing lab. So, okay, voice is so high. Okay, let me find. So myself and Professor Abhishek Haldar, we both will be taking care of your hand drawing lab, and Shudipta Dev sir and Arpan Pal sir will take care of the AutoCAD lab. So far, whatever
Sir,
information
your
I
voice is very
sorry.
your voice pitch is very high.
Okay, wait. Now it is okay. Hello.
No, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
it's
sir, it's
fine.
fine.
Okay, fine. Okay. So whatever informations I have received from Abhishek Haldar sir, I think he has did the diagonal scale part in your last class. If anyone can answer me,
Yes, sir. Up to
Yes,
diagonal
sir.
scale.
okay.
Madam.
But in diagonal scale, I think sir might have told you that frequently you have to use one method. That method is called set square method. Did sir told you in the last class?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So in today's class, we will be observing that what is that method. With that method, how we can basically set square method is a method by which you can divide any given line into equal number of parts. So if you remember, whenever you are solving the problem of diagonal scale, many times you have to divide your given line segment into some equal number of parts. How to divide that line segment into some equal number of parts? That we will be looking in today's class. Also, we will be covering some more topics. And remember one thing, from today onwards, there will be two separate link for this particular drawing lab class. From 2:10 p.m. to 3:05 p.m. hand drawing class will be there with separate link, and from 3:10 p.m. to 4 p.m. software drawing class will be there for the separate link. Hand drawing faculty members will post the hand drawing class link, and the AutoCAD faculty members will post the AutoCAD drawing class link. Remember one thing, you have to give the attendance two times in this class. In hand drawing class, you have to give the attendance in the chat box. I will tell you when to give the attendance in the chat box. And in AutoCAD drawing class, one Google form will be circulated in the chat box. That Google form will be circulated at 3:30 p.m. and that form will be active till 4 p.m. So if there is a chance that you have attended the hand drawing class, but you have not attended the AutoCAD drawing class, you will not get the attendance for this lab. We will cross check it whether you are attending both the lab classes simultaneously or any one lab class you are attending. If any one lab class you are present, the second lab class if you are absent, then you will be marked as absent. Is it clear to all of you? Any
Yes,
doubt?
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
I think Abhishek sir has posted the attendance format in the chat box. Please follow that attendance format and give your attendance in the chat box. For the time being, just give me a minute so that I can present my screen first. Okay. Can anyone respond whether my slides are visible or not?
It's a visible.
Yes,
It is
visible.
visible.
Yes, sir,
Okay, fine.
visible.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let us start the class. So in the last class, I think Abhishek sir might have told you while discussing the concept of diagonal scale that you have to use this set square method. In order to, what is set square method? Set square method is a method by which you can divide any given line segment into some equal number of parts. When you were using the diagonal scale, I think 3 to 4 times you have to divide a particular line into some equal number of parts. How to divide that line into equal number of parts, that we will be looking in this method. So first of all, what are the instruments that we should have in order to use these methods? The instrument which you should have, that is a scale, pencil. Again, pencil will vary. I think Abhishek sir might have told you in the very first class that we are using 3 pencils in this lab, that is H pencil, 2H pencil and HB pencil. I will let you know which pencil when to use. All the 3 pencils will be required in this method, as well as compass, 2 set square, 30 60 90 set square and 45 45 90 set square, and one protector. I don't have that 360-degree protector. Better. Hello. Any doubt?
So, but I'm interrupting just for a minute.
Okay, okay, okay.
You please click off your video so that some people may have some issues of
Sorry,
internet.
sorry. Okay, okay.
So
No,
you
just for the
switch off
introduction
your
part, I
video.
have. Okay, just for the introduction part, I have switched on my video. Fine. Okay. So I don't have the 360-degree protector with me right now. So I am using this 180-degree protector. But if you are having 360-degree protector, better use that protector. Fine. So what is this method? By this method, you can divide any given line segment into some equal number of parts. Now you can tell me that, sir, I can divide any given line segment into equal number of parts by simple compass. Yes or no?
Yes.
Then why we are using this method? For example, if you want to divide a 10 centimeter line into 5 number of equal parts, then each equal part will be equal to how much centimeter?
2 centimeters.
2 centimeter, 10 by 5, 2. If you want to divide a given line segment, that is a 10 centimeter line, into 7 number of equal parts, then each equal part will be equal to how much centimeter?
1.3.
1.7 equal parts. 10 divided by 7 is how much?
1.42.
1.42. So can you measure a length of 1.42 centimeter by the help of compass in your scale? Can you measure by this scale a distance of 1.42 centimeter?
No, sir.
I cannot measure because this is what? This is a plane scale. In this scale, you can take measurement up to 1 decimal point. But if you want to divide your given 10 centimeter line into 7 number of equal parts, each equal part is equal to say 1.42 centimeter. 1.4 you can measure from this scale. From this scale you can measure 1.4. But what about 1.42? That too you cannot measure by this scale. Fine. So that's why never use that compass method to divide any given line segment into equal number of parts. Always use this set square method. In this set square method, you can divide any given line into any number of equal part by taking into care the decimal point. Is it okay? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us solve this method. How we will imply this method? Let us consider a line AB. It is a straight line. This line AB can be an inclined line. This line AB can be an inclined line like this, can be an inclined line like this, can be a vertical line like this, but the concept is the line should be a straight line. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Fine. So I have taken a horizontal line AB of length equal to 10 centimeter. My aim is to divide this 10 centimeter line into how many number of equal parts? Into 5 number of equal parts. Then I know by simple mathematics that each equal part will be equal to 10 divided by 5, that is 2 centimeter. How to get those equal parts? For that, what we will do is next step. Next step is, see, point A is one end point of the line and point B is the last end point of the line. From the first end point of the line, what you need to do with the help of protractor, you have to draw an acute angle inclined line. Again, I am repeating, from the starting point in this given line AB, the starting point is A. From that point, by the help of protractor, you have to draw an acute angle infinitely long straight line. That is angle BA. Say this point is A dash. Say this point is A dash. Angle BA dash is 50 degree. You can take it as 30 degree. You can take it as 40 degree. But it should be an acute angle. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. What will be the length of A dash? Infinitely long line. I don't know the length. Just draw an infinitely long line, length of A dash. Now my question is, I have to divide this 10 centimeter line into 5 number of equal parts. So the next step is, on this particular inclined line, on this A dash inclined line, you have to cut 5 equal arc. By the help of compass, you need to cut 5 equal arcs. That means distance between point A to this arc, if it is 1 centimeter, distance between this arc point to this arc point is also 1 centimeter. Distance between this arc point to this arc point is also 1 centimeter. You can take it as 2 centimeter also, you can take it as 2.5 centimeter also. But whatever distance you are taking in your compass while cutting the arc throughout the line A dash, that distance should be fixed. How many number of arcs you have to cut? You have to cut 5 number of equal arc. If you want to divide the given line AB into 12 number of equal part, then on this inclined line A dash, you need to cut 12 number of equal arc. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Next method. What is the next method? So by the help of this compass, you will divide this infinitely long inclined line into 5 number of equal parts. Next, see, I have cut on this inclined line, that is BA, say this is A dash, say this is A dash. Fine, I have cut 5 equal arc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Distance between A to 1 is same of distance between 1 to 2. Distance between 2, 3 is same to 3, 4. Distance between 3, 4 is same as 4, 5. Clear? Any doubt so far?
No, sir.
Okay. Next step is, what you need to do is, you need to join the 5th arc point. This is the 5th or the last arc point. The last arc point with the last end point of the given line AB, which you want to divide into equal number of parts. That means you have to join 5 to B by the help of scale. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the next method? Next method is, now I will use this set square to draw some parallel lines passing through this
Sir, what
arc
is
point number 4, arc point number 3, arc point number 2, and arc point number 1. And definitely those parallel lines will intersect somewhere on horizontal, given horizontal line AB. That means by the help of set square, I have to arrange, or I have to keep the set square in such a way that from point 4, if I draw a parallel line parallel to 5B, see 5B is parallel to say 4, say this is 4 dash. By the help of set square, if you draw a line passing through arc point number 3 towards the given line AB, see this 3 dash is parallel to 4 dash, which is parallel to 5B. Is it clear? Likewise, from arc point number 2 and from arc point number 1. But how to draw these parallel lines? For that we have to use set square. Is the concept clear so far?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let us move forward.
Sir, can you please repeat the last thing?
The last thing is, this is the last arc point. From the last arc point, join the last end point of the given line which you want to divide. That means I will join 5 to point B. Fine. By the help of scale. So 5B is a line. Now, with the help of set square, you have to draw parallel lines passing through this arc point number 4, meeting on this horizontal line AB, say point 4 dash. See, this line is parallel to this line. How to draw that I will show you in the next slide. Similarly, from point 3, you have to draw a parallel line in such a way that this parallel line is parallel to 4 dash, it is parallel to 5B, and it will intersect on the given line AB. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Then definitely this particular length will be 2 centimeter. This particular length will be 2 centimeter. This particular length 2 centimeter. This particular length is 2 centimeter, and this particular length is 2 centimeter. And my problem is solved. Fine. How to do that? For that, what I will do is, see, I have joined 5 to B. Next, I have to use two set squares. One is your 30, 60, 90. Another one is your 45, 45, 90 set square. Clear? How to use? See, this is your 30, 60, 90, and this one is your 45, 45, 90. You need to align. You can take any set square. It is up to you. I have taken this 30, 60, 90 set square. I am aligning the perpendicular side of this 30, 60, 90 set square with the given line 5B. Is it clear? Any doubt so far?
No, sir. Yeah.
No, sir.
Then, once it is aligned, once the perpendicular of this 30, 60, 90 set square is aligned with 5B, do not move this set square. This particular part is the base of this set square. Align the base with the other set square. Other set square is 45, 45, 90. This is the longest part of this is the longest side of that set square. Align the base of this particular set square with the other set square, that is 45, 45, 90, with its base. Is the arrangement clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next, what you need to do is, now next step is very important. See, you have to fix the bottom set square. This below bottom set square is always fixed. And you have to move linearly the top set square. That means after some time period, this set square will be over here. See, this set square will be over here. Yes or no? This will be the position
Yes,
of
sir.
the set
Yes, sir.
square.
Yes,
Yes,
it
Yes,
is.
sir.
If this is the position of the set square, from point 4, if you draw a line like this line will be always parallel to your 5B line.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Similarly, again if you keep the bottom set square fixed, again if you move this top set square linearly along the base of the bottom set square at the third point, this will be the position of the set square. Yes or no?
Yes.
Then from
Yes,
point
sir.
3 again you can draw a line. This line again it will be parallel to line 4 dash and 5 2B. This you have to repeat till this first point. If you do this process simultaneously, see you will get these kind of lines. You will get these kind of lines. Is it clear?
But sir, on the first point,
Yes,
how
sir.
can I
Yes.
do that?
What?
On number 1 point,
Yes.
how can we do that? Because on number 3 point, the base is end, and after that,
No, yes, that see, I am having a set square of smaller size. I think Abhishek sir has told you in the first class that you have to take the bigger set square because in drawing dimensions will be big. It is not necessary that dimensions will be small, it will be big. Since I am having a smaller set square, so I have to move this bottom set square little bit, keeping this top one fixed. But if you take the bigger size set square, that problem will be solved.
okay,
Is
sir.
it clear?
Yes,
Fine.
clear.
Okay, so if you do like this, you will get a line. See, this A1 dash is equal to 1 dash 2 dash, which is equal to 2 dash 3 dash, which is equal to 3 dash 4 dash, which is equal to 4 dash B. This particular method is called set square method, and A1 dash is equal to 1 dash 2 dash is equal to 2 dash 3 dash and so on is equal to 2 centimeter. So this set square method you have to apply in the very first problem which sir has discussed several times. Now it is clear?
Yes,
Any doubt?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Now comes the use of pencils. Now comes the use of pencils. Which portion, which pencil you will use? This AB, this AB line is the main line which you are dividing into 5 number of equal parts. For this you have to use HB pencil. And for the remaining other process, all these parallel lines, drawing of this inclined line, all these things, you will use either 2H pencil or H pencil, whichever is the lightest one. Out of this 2H or H, whichever is the lightest one, you will use that pencil because these portions will not be that much reflected in my drawing. In order to divide the given line segment into some equal number of parts, you have to do some additional constructions. Those additional constructions I have to draw by either 2H or H pencil, and the main construction, this main construction I have to do with HB pencil. Is it clear?
Again explain.
Yes, sir.
The main part of your drawing will be highlighted by HB pencil. The supporting part of your drawing will be highlighted by either 2H or H pencil. In this problem, the supporting part is A1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, and these parallel lines in order to divide the given line segment into some equal number of parts. So all these things will be with H or 2H pencils, and this A, 1 dash, 1 dash, 2 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, all these things will be with HB pencil. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So this is all about set square method. Next, we are moving on to the second lab problem of first assignment. I am not solving the same problem. I will be solving similar type of problem. And that problem is related to cycloid. Just give me a minute so that I will change my slides. Okay. Okay, fine. So what are these? See, second problem is related to cycloid. Now, what is a cycloid? Have you heard the names? Cycloid, epicycloid, hypocycloid, involute. Second problem is cycloid. Have you heard the name before?
No, sir.
Okay. Can you see this diagram?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Can you tell me what are these things? What
Yes.
are these things?
Here.
Sir, this is using
These are gears. These
This-
are gears, and these portions are called teeths of gears. These portions are called teeths of gears. Can you see the teeths of gear is having some kind of shape? Can you see there is a specific shape for the teeths of gear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. These shapes can be a cycloidal profile. These shapes can be epicycloidal profile. It can be hypocycloidal profile. It can be involute profile. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Gear is what? On gear, number of teeth are being cut. There is a different shape and sizes of teeth. Those shapes of teeth can be a cycloid. It can be an epicycloid. It can be an hypocycloid. It can be an involute. So the second problem is how to draw or how we are getting that cycloidal teeth profile. Fine. So before that, let us explain what is a cycloid. Before that, let us explain what is a cycloid. See, it is written. What is a cycloid? It is a locus of a point on the periphery of a circle which rolls on a straight line path. That means I am having a straight line. I am having a straight line. On this straight line, if there is a circle, this is a circle. Fine. And if this circle rolls for one revolution means 360 degree. If a circle rolls for one complete revolution on this horizontal on this straight line. Again, this line can be inclined, it can be vertical. In this case, the line is exactly horizontal. Fine. So if this circle rolls in clockwise direction for one complete revolution, that is for 360 degree. See, this is the center point of the circle, and this is nothing but the radius of the circle, and the intersection point of circle and this straight line is say point P. Say point P. So if a circle is rotated 360 degree on this given fixed horizontal line, assume, say, the circle after 360 degree rotation, the position of the circle is this one. Okay? Any doubt so far?
No, sir.
Fine. Then what is a cycloid? It is a locus of a point on the periphery of a circle which rolls on a straight line path. Now, if you see the intersecting point of this straight line and this circle is point P. So when this circle rolls, definitely the position of point P will change. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So assume that after some interval of time, this circle has rotated, say theta equal to 45 degree. I am taking in multiples of 45. 45 plus 45 is 90 plus 45 likewise. After some interval of time, this circle has rotated, say theta equal to 45 degree. Then say this will be the position of the circle. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
If
sir.
this is the position of the circle, say this is the new center point of the circle, C1. If this is C, say this is center point C1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Fine. But the line of action of the center point is same. Line of action of the center point is same. Yes or no?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. But can you tell me where is the position of point P? Point P is same in the initial case or it has changed?
It change 45
It
degrees.
has changed. So it will be changed by 45 degree. Assume that this is the position of new point P. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Again, if you rotate the circle for next 45 degree revolution, theta will be 90 degree. New position of circle is this one. New center point is this one, say C2, but the line of action of center point is same. Will the position of point P is same or it has changed?
Change, sir.
Change. Assume that this is the position of point P. This is the position of point P. So if you, so what are these points? They say this is point P, this point is P1, this point is P2. This is nothing but the locus points. When the circle rotates for one revolution, then the locus points, these are what? These are the locus points. If you join these locus points, you will get a curve like this, and this curve is called cycloid curve. By proper, normally we use French curve to join all these locus points. You will get a curve like this, and this curve is known as cycloid. Now, can you tell me when theta is 360 degree, this is the new center point, where will be the position of point P? Where will be the position of point P?
Cut it down.
Initial.
Like
At the initial point, same this point, at this will be the point. This will be the final position of point P. That means this curve should originate from here and it should terminate at this point. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is your cycloid. This is your cycloid. By this procedure, cycloidal gear teeth are obtained. Any doubt?
No doubt.
Okay, so now in the next slide, we will be looking how this profile is generated by one sample problem. And this circle, see, this circle is rotating continuously for one revolution. So the name of this circle is called as rolling circle. Name of this circle is known as rolling circle. Again, for next 360-degree revolution of circle, you will get one more cycloid. Again, for next 360-degree revolution of cycle, you will get one more cycloid. That means one more teeth. Is it okay? Okay. So
Yes,
let
sir.
us take an example and see how the cycloidal teeth is generated. Fine. Let us read a problem. The problem is, draw the locus of a point on the periphery of a circle which rolls on straight line path. Take circle diameter as 50 mm. See, in this question, nowhere it has been written that draw a cycloid. Then how you will understand that this is a problem of cycloid? In exam also, directly it won't be given to you that draw a cycloid of in which the circle diameter is 50 mm and length of the line is this much mm. Directly question will not be given to you. Question will be in indirect manner. How you will identify? From this line, that draw the locus of a point on the periphery of a circle which rolls on a straight line path. I know that if there is a straight line path, if that path is fixed, on that path, if a circle rolls for one complete revolution, then the locus points generated by the circle will give me a cycloid. So from this line, I came to know that this is a problem of cycloid. Is it clear?
Can you repeat once again, please?
I am telling you that in question directly will not be given to you that draw a cycloid. Question will be in indirect manner, in this manner, that draw the locus of a point on the periphery of a circle which rolls on straight line path. So how you will understand whether it is a cycloid or whether it is something else? I know that how I can get a cycloid. I can only get a cycloid if there is a straight line. On that straight line, if a circle rotates continuously for one revolution, that is 360-degree, then the locus points of the circle will generate a cycloidal curve. That means from this line, from this particular line, I came to know that this is a problem of cycloid. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So since in order to draw a cycloid, I need a circle. Diameter is given to you 50 mm. 50 mm means 5 centimeter. You have to take a scale because you cannot measure a length of 50 mm by the help of scale. So you have to take some scale and you can reduce this 50 mm into 5 centimeter. So with that 5 centimeter length, with the help of compass, the very first step is just draw a circle. Now this circle is of 50 mm diameter. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Next, in order to draw a cycloid, I need a straight line, and see in the that straight line should be a tangent. That straight line should be a tangent to the circle. So how I will get that straight line? Say this is my center point of the circle C. From the center point, I will drop a perpendicular. Intersection point of this straight line and this perpendicular is point P. then this angle is 90 degree. Then from this particular point, just draw an infinitely long straight line in such a way that it is making a tangent to this circle. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you tell me what is the length of this infinitely long tangent line? There is some fixed length of this infinitely long tangent line. If you have understood the concept of cycloid, I hope you can answer. What will be the length of this infinitely long tangent line?
So the circumference of the circle.
Yes, it will be the circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi r or pi d. Why? Because circle is revolving for one complete rotation. So circle is traveling a linear distance of maximum pi d in one go. So this horizontal length of this line will be pi into d, 22 by 7 into 50, whatever value will come. Say that value is 125 mm. Say this is that point. Okay? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That means this will be the position of the circle when theta is 360 degree. That means this is the starting locus point of the cycloid and this will be the ending locus point of the cycloid. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So in order to get cycloid, what you need to do, you need to divide your given circle into some equal number of parts. Minimum you have to divide your circle into 8 equal parts, not less than 8. Fine. So can you tell me how I can divide a circle into 8 equal parts? How I can divide a circle into 8 equal parts? You have studied
So
all
we have
these
to divide
things.
into equal parts.
I cannot hear you. Can you please repeat once again?
Set square method.
Set square method, how you can do it? Circle is a curved geometry. Circle is a straight line. If circle was a straight line, then you might have used set square method. Circle is not a straight line. How you can use set square method? For set square method, straight line is must. Tell me how you will divide circle into 8 number of equal parts.
So
By
For
1
that,
by
360 by 8.
360 by 8. How much it is? 45 degree.
Yes, sir. 40.
Okay.
45 degrees.
And if I tell you that divide a circle into 17 equal parts, then can you divide 360 by 17? It will be something in terms of point. Say 46.87 degree. Can you measure 46.87 degree by the help of protractor?
No.
No, sir.
You cannot measure. Fine. So simple technique is there. Fine. So here I want to divide my circle into 8 number of equal parts. What I will do? Just I will join the extreme 2 diameter lines. Is it clear? Now see, the circle is divided into 4 equal parts. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Next, what I will do is, see, now if I divide this quarter part again into 2 parts, this quarter part into 2, this quarter circle part into 2, my overall problem is solved. Yes or no?
Yes.
How I will do it? See, this angle is 90 degree. If I talk about this particular quarter circle, this angle is 90 degree. Just take your compass, length of your compass will be more than half, and just cut an arc like this. Then place one leg of your compass at this particular point, cut an arc, Place the other leg of your compass at this particular point, cut an arc and extend. Similarly, do it on the other side. Keep your compass at this particular point, cut an arc. Keep your compass at this particular point, cut an arc. Join it with the center point and extend. See, now the circle is divided into how many parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it okay?
Sir, got it.
Okay, fine. So likewise, you will divide your circle into 8 number of equal parts and then mark the points in clockwise direction, because
Sir, I have a
your
doubt
circle
actually.
is rotating clockwise, so the naming will be clockwise. P 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 P. Okay?
Sir, sorry to interrupt, I have a doubt actually.
Yes.
Sir, the method you previously mentioned, if we are to draw odd number of parts, like 9
That I
parts.
will tell you later on when we will be solving or when we will be dividing a circle in some odd number of parts. There is other method is there.
Okay, okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. So far is the step clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Next, what I need to do is from point C. From point C, I have to draw a parallel line of length exactly equal to this initial tangent line, which is nothing but pi d length. From center point C of the circle, I have to draw a horizontal line in such a way that this line should be parallel to this initial tangent line of length equal to pi d. Is it clear?
Yes.
What is the motive behind, or what is the motive why I have drawn this central line?
Sir, to make the center on that
Yes,
line.
because when the circle will be rotated, say for 45 degree, for 90 degree, for say 120, 125 degree, then the center point of circle will lie on this central line. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. So then what you need to see, this is the center line, and since you have divided your circle into 8 number of equal part, so you have to divide this central line also into 8 number of equal part. Why? You have divided your circle into 8 number of equal parts in multiple of 45. That means every time circle is making a 45-degree revolution. So every time if it makes a 45-degree revolution, you will get total 8 centers, because 360 by 8 is 45. Are you getting my point? So there will be total 8 central points. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Fine. Now, how to divide this central line into 8 number of equal parts? Set square method. That means this is your starting point. This is your ending point. From starting point draws an inclined line. You have to divide this line into 8 number of equal parts. So you will cut 8 number of equal arc points. Then join the 8th arc point with this CH. Then by the help of set square method, join like this. Yes or no?
Sir,
Yes.
the cut of length होगा? How
Length. What will be the length? Length will be equal to the circumference of the circle, because maximum a circle can rotate 360 degree.
Okay, sir.
Is it clear? Is this step clear to all of you?
Okay, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So you have to divide this given central line into 8 number of equal parts by set square method, and the centers will be represented by C1, C2, C3, C4 till C8. Next, what you need to do is from 1 and 7 Draw a horizontal line parallel to your initial tangent line. From 2 and 6, already the central line has been drawn. No need to draw the line. From 3 and 5, draw a horizontal line of length and it is parallel to this initial tangent line. From point 4, again you have to draw a horizontal line parallel to your initial tangent line of length equal to 2 pi r or pi d. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Next, you have got the initial point. You have got the initial point of the cycloid. You want to get the remaining point. Fine. How to get it? Take your compass, measure CP. Take your compass, measure CP. Place that much distance CP at point C1. Place one leg of your compass at point C1, and on this 1 7 line, since this is center point number 1, identify the first point from the circle. This is that first point, and this is the horizontal line passing through 1. Cut an arc. Cut an arc. So you will get your the second locus point. Is it clear? Again I am repeating. Measure CP by the help of compass, and this length will be fixed throughout the process. New center point is C1. Identify this point 1 in your circle. This is your point 1. From point 1, already the horizontal line has been drawn. On this horizontal line, cut an arc of length equal to CP. This is that particular point. Is it clear? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Similarly, from point C2, the compass length, again it will be equal to the radius of the circle, that is CP. Place the one leg of the compass at point C2, on which line you will cut an arc. You have to cut an arc on the second line, second horizontal line passing through the circle. That means this particular, somewhere this point. Similarly, the same length CP you will take in your compass. You will place the compass at center point C3, on which line you will cut an arc. You will cut an arc on the third line passing through the circle, this particular point. Yes or no? Hello?
So will you repeat once again?
Yes, sir.
Once again I am repeating. Okay, you got the first point. You got the first point. Now, for corresponding to center point C, you need for center point C1 the second locus point. How you will get? First measure CP in your compass, and this length will be fixed throughout the process. Take out your compass, place the leg of your compass at point C1. Cut an arc on a line. Which line? This is C1. Identify the first point in the circle. This is the first point. This is the horizontal line passing through the first point. Cut an arc of length equal to CP. Understood?
Okay, sir.
Now the same process you have to apply for rest of the case. Similarly, say I want to cut an arc for center point C4. This is center point C4. Identify the fourth point passing through the circle. This is the fourth line passing through this circle. Take the compass length equal to CP. Place the leg of your compass at center point C4. Cut an arc. This will be your that locus point. Is it clear?
Okay, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Likewise, if you do it for all other central points, that is C5, C6, C7, and C8. See, these are the locus points. P, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8. Next, you need to join all these locus points. How to join that I will tell you in the next class. For that you have to use French curve. Just join all these locus points by proper French curve. You will get your cycloid. Any doubt so far?
Sir, can you share this video after the class?
Yes, I will share in the Google Classroom by the day end.
Sir, I had a question. So in the question, it is not asked us to divide the circle in 8 parts, but we
No,
are
it will
dividing
not
it.
be there. It will not be there in the question. This is a process. This
So
is
how
the
will
trick
you
in this
understand, sir,
question.
how many like points we have to cut? Or like 10
Minimum,
or
see, if you want to get a proper cycloid, minimum you have to divide your circle into 8 parts. After that, it is your wish. You can divide the circle into 12 parts. You can divide the circle into 18 parts. More number of parts you will take, more accurate will be your cycloid. Okay?
thank you, sir.
Okay, so with this, I am ending my lecture over here. You just click on the AutoCAD link class and join that class. At 3:30 p.m. attendance link will be given in that class, Google Form link. That also you have to fill. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you,
Sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Leave the class and join the AutoCAD class, software drawing class.
Sir, the link, attendance link.
Attendance link will be given in the AutoCAD class because there is a chance that some
Okay,
people will attend this class, they will not attend that class. So that's why we will match the attendance. Here you have given the attendance manually in the chat box that we will match with that Google Form link attendance. Then you will get the complete attendance.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, kindly send the
Kindly share the
PPT
PPT,
used
sir.
in this class. I will not share the PPT. See, no professor will share the PPT. What we will do is that we will share the recorded lecture that we can share, but we will not share the PPT.
Okay, sir.
We will share the recorded lecture in the Google Classroom. You can see it anytime, but don't ask for PPT. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.